Hello, guys. Good morning. This is Diary of a Coach, and this is episode 326. 326. How are you today? How's it going with you? How is everything with you? It's a Friday morning. It's Friday morning. And it's a Friday morning. We woke up with some mixed feelings. So this morning, the Federal Ministry of Health, through the Lagos State Ministry of Health, has confirmed that the COVID-19 virus is in Nigeria. And so this morning there has been a burst of broadcasts. Everybody is sharing warning and advice and all that. You know how we do it. So everyone is busting and blowing up. But this is coming from me to you, that just stay calm, no cause for alarm, follow the rules, ensure that you comply with the hygienic process or procedure. Make sure you become addicted to washing your hands now. I have to begin to wash my hands more than I love to. I've always been a reluctant hand washer, but now I got no options, and make sure everyone around me begins to observe these simple rules. So please, no cause for alarm. Wash your hands as often as possible, especially with soap or alcohol-based sanitizers. They say you should wash your hand up onto your elbow level. And please stay away from your face. Keep your hands away from your face and stay, they say, 1.5 meters or so away from people. Stay a distance from anyone, especially anyone that you notice is sneezing or coughing coherently or too many times. So this is just a bit from me. Please, we are not health professionals. Don't go concocting stories that don't exist. Don't go creating narratives that you don't know. Comply with medical advice, but don't create what does not exist. Don't create what is not true. If you are not a medical professional, don't create narratives that are false, please, because Nigeria, we have a very unique way of doing our things. It's as if we have an endowment from heaven to know everything. We know everything. I want to create advices that probably don't exist. So please be careful. Don't generate false information. Let the professionals advise us, and let us simply follow their advice. Thank you so much. Today's episode is the second to the last in our series of unlearning. Remember, this is our week of unlearning. This is the week we are unlearning. And today's episode is titled, Be a Growing Planner. Be a growing planner. There's someone I know who is a fantastic planner. Her name is Dr. Faith Obafemi. She calls herself Faith the Planner. And today I'm going to be hinging on her niche to talk about be a growing planner. I think that, if you recall yesterday in the news, the Nigerian Senate, one of the senators raised an objection that the immigration is not doing enough to curb the influx or the possibility of the coronavirus coming to Nigeria. Unfortunately, barely 12 hours into his conversation, we now have the coronavirus. No, barely 24 hours, I'll say. So it's rather unfortunate, because what this means is that perhaps if the Ministry of Health, the Federal Ministry of Health, had stepped up their planning in an extensive way, we would probably still have kept the virus at bay. Let me give you an example. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that is reputed to be the religious headquarters of Islam, has closed down, or how do I put it? They have cancelled the Umrah. The Umrah is, in my opinion, to the best of my knowledge, the lesser Hajj. So the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where Muslims go for a pilgrimage, have cancelled the Hajj, the pilgrimage itself, the smaller pilgrimage, just to contain the coronavirus, such that no one comes into their country and creates a problem. That is a country that is supposed to be a custodian of the faith, but they are taking measures to protect lives. First, lives come first. I would have hoped that the Federal Ministry of Health would have said anyone coming from China, Italy, Iran, because these are the three countries that have the highest outbreaks so far. I would have expected the Federal Ministry of Health to work with the immigration to say, nobody is coming from this country for now. Stay where you are first. Whatever is bringing you, let it hold on. Don't come and create problem for us. I would have thought that would have been a better plan. The senator yesterday in the House said that when he landed in South Africa, they were screened and sprayed in the aircraft even before they alighted. But when they arrived in Nigeria immigration gave them forms to fill and asking them, have you been sick? Have you been ill? Which country are you coming from? Are you where you? And I can bet you those forms will not even be checked. Okay, so even if they are going to be checked, is it when the person has entered the society and then you're checking the form like 24 hours later? How are you going to trace this person with the way Nigerian addresses are untraceable? That is failure of planning. That is failure of adequate and comprehensive planning. Who did this to us as a people? And so this is the same thing that happens with us. Some of you, you say you want to achieve things, but you don't plan. You don't plan. You say, oh, this year, I want to make 100 million naira. There is no plan for how much must I make monthly, how much must I make weekly, how much must I make daily, what must I put in place to make those income happen. Some of you want to get married. No plan. No plan for how do I make myself visible, how do I build the skill set that makes me eligible, how do I plan to handle crisis in the relationship, how do I plan this, how do I plan that. No plan. So, and you've heard the quote before that says, when you fail to plan, you've already set out to fail. You've already planned to fail. So this week, I want to encourage you to unlearn the failure of planning, unlearn the attitude of not planning, unlearn the laziness of not planning, unlearn the reluctance of not planning, unlearn that attitude that, things will happen. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. By the grace of God, things will happen. Don't grace God anything when it has to do with plan. The grace of God is available to everybody. So it's not enough to hinge on the grace of God, because the grace of God is not enough to make you do your part of the work. You will still work. As much as we're religious people and as much as we're so spiritual biased, I need you to remember, because you already know, spirituality is not equal to productivity. You must do the work. And that is why I wish that today you can pay attention to your attitudes, your patterns, your flow. Think about your indices. Think about your key performance indicators. What are the things that must happen for so to happen? What are the things I must put in place for so to manifest? What are the results I'm looking for? And what do I need to put on ground? What do I need to put in place to get the results that I'm looking for? It's very important for you to take note of that. Very, very important. So today's diary is all about encouraging you to be a better planner. I want to endorse and recommend Dr. Faith Obafemi. If you want to learn the science of planning, I think you should contact Faith Obafemi. She is in the comment section already. Send her a message, and then she's going to help you with strategies and plans on how to plan effectively. It's going to be very powerful. I personally, how do I plan? So, first and foremost, I'm a spontaneous person. I am someone who I can be impulsive with plans. Like, I'm someone that if I grab an idea, I just unleash it straight up. I don't even think twice. But however, there is also a plan I set in motion, even though I have an impulsive way of coming to decisions. So when I grab an idea, the first thing I want to ask myself is, in what way can I communicate this idea that makes it a need, that makes it compelling, that makes people want, okay, so I just touched my face. Don't touch your face, Sam Obafemi. Stop touching your face. Come on. So first thing is I try to couch a line of communication that makes it compelling. I say, how can I communicate this such that the persons that need it will want to buy it? Because remember, in marketing communication, we don't communicate what people need, we communicate what people want. So first thing I do is I find out how can I make sure people want this thing that I think they need. When I did do that, then I ask myself, how many people do I need minimum to offset the cost of doing this thing? When I can estimate how many people I want to be able to offset the cost of doing it, then I go into direct marketing, which means I begin to contact the people directly that I perceive may need it. And that is how I'm able to convert my numbers. If it is an idea that is about me, when I think of it, I sit down in my quietness and I begin to imagine, do I need this thing? Is it mandatory that I have this thing done? If I think that yes, I would like to have it done, then I ask myself, when should I have it done? What would it take to help me do it? If it will require finances, for instance, I check my purse. I say, if I take out this money, what will happen to the other things I need money for? Would it jeopardize my other chances? Should I wait? Should I plan differently? Or should I take the risk? Because I'm a massive risk taker. So sometimes I say, you know what? Take the risk. Spend this money. And then find a way to regenerate this money, because I also believe I'm a money spinner. I believe that anyhow, I always generate monies. So I take the risk, I spend the money, and then I go all out to regenerate the money. This is how I think. So there are some belief systems that guide my planning. Number one, no matter what it costs me, I will get the money back. That is number one. Number two, if I really feel, if I will feel fulfilled doing this thing, I will do it irrespective of what it will cost me. Number three, if it means doing it alone, I will do it, but people always support me anyway, so I will start up and it will happen. These are some of the belief systems that help me to do the things that I plan. So it's very, very important. Now, considering the coronavirus, Dr. Faith has just dropped an idea. Please stock up on hand sanitizers before their prices skyrocket. Very true. If you have access to buying hand sanitizers, especially alcohol-based hand sanitizers, please buy them. Please buy them and stock them. If you don't have money to buy hand sanitizers, or you don't have access to where to get hand sanitizers, please make sure your soap is available. Always use your soap. If you can buy hand wipes, what do they call them? Wet wipes. Buy a box of wet wipes. It also has alcohol-based solvent. It has an alcohol-based solvent. So if you can't use hand sanitizers, use wipes. Wipe as much as you can and discard or dispose away the used hand wipes into the bin. Make sure you clean as often as possible. Very, very important. But most importantly, no panicking. Once you comply with these hygienic processes, you don't need to panic. If you don't have to go to a physical place, stay back at home. For we who run courses, we need to begin to reconsider physical classes. Maybe until this crisis is gone convincingly, we should explore virtual tools like webinars, like virtual chat rooms. I think this will help us a lot more than convening people. This is also feedback for me. Instead of having physical classes for now, we may need to suspend a lot of them. But even though we would have many other physical classes, we need to take precautionary steps to protect the people that come to our facilities. So we in SOCA, for instance, our training room, we're going to get hand sanitizers available. And then we'll make sure that anybody who is observed to be sneezing or coughing, we will not make you stay in class. In fact, don't come to class. Don't come to class. If you're having cough and cold and flu, even if you don't think it's corona, stay at home. Don't jeopardize other people's well-being because you want to come out. Stay at home. You'll be fine. And for as many of us that have information, if people have contracted the virus, how do they heal? What should they do? Because fortunately, I hear it is a low fatality virus. It means that very few people actually die from it. And because it's a virus, it must run its course. But what do people do to protect themselves while they have contracted the virus? I hear that a lot of water intake is very useful to containing the virus in the body. I don't know about that. I've not verified, but I read it somewhere. So, the more information you have, please share it with your loved ones, but please don't share panic, don't share fear, don't intimidate and terrorize anybody. Fantastic. So, this has been Diary of a Coach. This has been episode 326, and it's very important that you pay attention to your planning life. Plan your eating, plan your movement, plan your career, plan your marital experience, plan your romantic life, plan your friendship life, plan your business development, plan your marketing, plan your finance, plan your future, plan your retirement. Everything requires planning. And don't go floundering about saying that when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. There is no bridge anywhere. The bridge is the plan. So, may God help you so much. Thank you very much and have a beautiful Friday. So today, please, no TGF. Stay in your house. Don't go partying and clubbing. Don't go and be carrying issues and bringing it to your house and infect everybody in your house. Stay in your house. Until Corona goes away, stay in your house as much as you can. If you have to go out, take precautionary measures and stay a safe distance from everyone because you may not know who may have been, infected yet. So let's stay safe. Let's stay safe. Let's stay safe. Thank you so much and God bless you. Bye.